Hello, and welcome back to your forgiveness work. So good to see you. How is it going? Are you loving it or are you resisting it? Super normal. Super normal. Each of these videos are just to add different pieces. Some you'll love, some you won't. So I always say in all my workshops, if you've never been to any of my live workshops, what I say all the time is I'm going to say 1,000 things. If you like 800, walk out with those. Hate 200, leave them behind. Okay? Because there are certain things that resonate and certain things that don't. I know in my own world of spiritual development, there's certain things I love and something like not for me, right? Cool, cool. So take what you can with this. Try not to use the work itself to not make you want to do the forgiveness practice. Because you're like, I disagree with that. Screw that. That's a big thing that the ego does to sidestep you, to say, this is bullshit. The only thing that's real is McDonald's. This is pure crap. I don't believe this anymore. I should stay mad at him forever. Who says it's drinking poison? Blah, 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 right? That's just the ego. Nothing wrong. But again, I think I'm saying all this preamble of what I'm teaching today. Cool. All right, awesome. Literally just came out of my mouth. So what we're going to be teaching today is this concept of real versus an illusion. And these two words are from A Course in Miracles. And they can be really annoying, regardless of how long you've been studying spiritual work, because we really want to speak of the pain we experienced. And when these words are used, it's not to diminish your pain or not to say that your pain is an illusion, but to have the mind understand that spirit, the divine God, source, the universe, only can see love. And what a lot of people say is, well, how could God create this world? God, what the hell? God did not create this world. The divine or source sent an energy of infinite love, which is a match to the energy of we call source. And then when we pinch it off is where we have fear. Cool. So again, this is a bit of a deeper concept, which is probably why I did that little disclaimer. And again, if I lose you, ignore this video. No big deal. And if I grab you a little bit, watch it again later. If I grab you more, deep dive it. So if the only thing that is real is love, and nothing else real exists. So my fear, my anger to that person who did that to me, my sadness because they hurt me, those emotions are real. We're not denying what your nervous system is going to feel. But there is a reason that is occurring in your life to heal something in you. It's not about healing it to climb Mount Everest to figure out what it is, but it's identifying the untruth that you've made up about yourself, which is a mirror to what came in. Okay, so I'll give you examples as we get going here for your brain to understand it more. But everything from the universal laws is a mirror to everything in us. Everything. So everything that comes in is a match to me, right? Law of attraction, massive on the planet right now, secret, all that. But now we're going to go deeper. So if everything's a match to me, that means, let's just say somebody cut me off in traffic. How is that match to me? Well, either I'm cutting myself off in my life, or there's an area in my life that I'm ignoring, right? We have to look at it from a metaphysical standpoint. But then we want to identify that metaphysical thing and then forgive it. So let's use someone's cutting me off in traffic over and over and again. Okay, where am I ignoring myself? Where am I not paying attention to my needs? Where have I put myself second? And they're like, I put myself second when it comes to my relationship. I never speak up for myself. Okay, let me forgive that. Now, why do I do that? Why do I do that? I do that because I don't think my worth is important. Time to forgive that. Do you see how it works? So deeper levels of forgiveness is understanding that all fear is what's called an illusion, and all that is real is love. Now you're saying to me, I can hear some of you, but Divi, the war in Israel is real. Those kids are dying is real. When you understand that you are the creator doesn't born and doesn't die. So it's an ongoing journey of the soul. So see how much it's a mind fuck, sorry for swearing, for your brain. It's a mind screw. This is why I said this may or may not land. But the more you dig into this concept and you sit with the concept of love and then the opposite of love, what's possible? And the reason this takes a while to grab, it took me a while to grab, and sometimes I still grapple with it. It takes us a while because we don't completely trust that the only real thing is the divine. The only real thing is source. The only real thing is God. But if we just leaned into that only, would we ever perceive lack? No. Because that energy would constantly draw to us that which we need. I'll give you one more example before I take into meditation. One thing that has come up in my life, so I want to make this more personal, because I think a lot of people can relate to this, is if you look at some or actually all my business partnerships I've had, and I'm not embarrassed by this because it just took me a while to really grab this. All of my business partnerships I've had, you think I would have learned this after the first or second. I think I probably had 4 or 5. So I'm slow, and I jokingly say that. I've always put somebody on a pedestal above me, right? So the first yoga teacher I business partnered with, Chopra Yoga Studio, he could do the standing splits and I can't. So he was better than me. So that's just an example of how I thought he was better. There's lots of other ways I thought he was better. So I partnered with him. And what's always happened in all those business partnerships is they've always failed. Not because of anything right or wrong, but because when I put somebody on a pedestal, where am I? I'm down here. And then eventually that got exhausting for me. And then the universe was showing me things where I was down here and then the partnerships fell apart. Never put anyone on a pedestal, including me, because there's only one way to go, and that's down. But when you do that, you're putting yourself down here. And that's the work I've had to forgive, is the idea that I'm less than, that idea that I'm not enough, the idea that I'm not as smart as somebody else, that I don't know A Course in Miracles or intuition as well as somebody else. Because the divine in you always speaks the truth in reality. Cool. Let's take this into practice. Go to close your eyes. Take a few slow breaths in and out. Long, slow breath in. Deep, slow breath out. Inhale and exhale. Belly rises and belly falls. Slow breath in. Long breath out. Deep breath in. Quiet breath out. Taking inhales and exhales. Slowly, deeply, and quietly. Take yourself into a place in nature. A place that you've never been, or maybe a place you visit often. The most important thing about this place is that you're comfortable and safe. Just take yourself there. If you've done this with me before, you can go there in a heartbeat. Use your eyes to see what you see. Use your ears to hear what you hear. As you just soften your body and relax. Belly rises and belly falls. See your guides, your divine support team, your angels and your ancestors. They are connected to you in love. Now, one of your wise guides steps forward and strokes your hair for a few minutes, loving you and acknowledging you for the journey you've been on. And this guide decides to whisper a few things into your ears. I'll give you a few of the messages I'm receiving, but I'm going to encourage you to hear what else you're receiving for yourself. You've never done anything wrong, they're saying. You are loved to the moon and back. You are a divine child of Source and have always been loved. Nothing has ever occurred to punish you or to hurt you. It is all of love for love. As you breathe, take that in. And now this guide is saying to remind you all of that pain, all of that hurt that you've experienced, that you're so beautifully giving up in this challenge. Honor yourself for that. The pain was not about making yourself wrong. The hurt was not about telling you did something wrong, but simply a vibrational match to something you were taught, something you thought, something you believed about yourself. The more you give those thoughts up, the more you forgive them, the more you live in the light of truth of the divine. Please take 6 or 7 deep breaths here. milking in the truth. You are love. You've always been love. And that's it. Now, I'm going to leave in a few minutes, but what I'm going to encourage you to do is stay here longer. Connect with your guide, ask them questions, receive messages, and take this awareness through the day. You've never been punished. You've never sinned. You are a child of the divine, a child of God, and be still in that awareness. I'm sending you lots of love. Have a beautiful day. Please stay here longer.